Welcome back, and I really hope you enjoyed that little intro there, because that was me driving with one hand and flying the drone with another backwards through a rainforest. Lots of overhang, lots of vines everywhere, and nearly crashed the drone multiple times. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that little bit of footage there. Anyway, this is our little camp spot we got to late in the night up a place called Forestry Road. We left Townsville and we had a couple of days to spare until we had to be back there to get some work done on the cars. So we got up here pretty late in the arvo. I think we got in just before dark, around 5:30. As you can see there, that little hill climb puts you up on a little rise and kind of away from the main track, so you're not going to get bothered. I highly doubt that you'd actually see someone else here, especially at night time anyway, but we kind of just got up that little hill so we were off the track and tucked away for the night. It was an awesome spot. As you can see, we were pretty much parked up in the clouds, and you kind of felt like, you could see the clouds just above you passing through the hills. The only thing with getting there was this sketchy little hill climb, which Gibbo had a lot of fun doing without a locker. I was pretty thankful for my locker getting up here. Getting down was also a little bit sketchy. The footage doesn't do it justice for how vertical it actually was. So yeah, it was first gear low just to crawl down it and get out. So pretty much this track leads up to this little spot here, and you can keep going. There's an old kind of shed building that's full of bullet holes, which I think was dated back from when they used to do logging up there. You can also follow the track a lot further, and it goes up and does a big loop. There is a bit of a concrete bollard that's been moved out of the way, so we followed through a little bit just to have a look around, but it was just dense rainforest everywhere. Alright, so this is a perfectly good reason why you don't listen to people, because yesterday when we got Gibbo's suspension done, we basically asked one of the locals about some four-wheel drive tracks that were around the area, and he said not to come here. This is Forestry Road, basically a little place called Blue Water. You turn off the main, I think it's the Bruce Highway, and he said, oh, it doesn't go anywhere. It's bitumen and then it's gravel and then it's all washed out. It's no fun. It's nothing interesting. But we come up yesterday and stayed the night, and the view on the way up as the sun was setting was just unreal. And now we're here in the morning. We've just decided to go for a little drive and see where it ends up. I think we have to go back the way we came in, which kind of sucks, but it is an old forestry road that used to be used for logging back in the day, and it's just massive hills everywhere, which, to him, he's a local, he might not have enjoyed this kind of stuff because he, has access to it every single day. But for someone from Perth who definitely doesn't get anything like this, it is a bit of a treat. So hopefully we're going to get a little opening in the trees here so we can actually have a look at the view. But yeah, the full driving has been pretty gnarly. We've had a lot of rain here in the last 2 weeks, so a lot of the tracks are really washed out, and we're doing a little bit of track building along the way, let's just say that. We're now on our way to Paluma National Park, which is about 20 k's off the Bruce Highway. We've got to be back in Townsville on Friday to pick up some stuff, so Gibbo's got to get tyres, and I'm still waiting on my new inner tent from Drifter. Been waiting like over a month and a half now, and it's beyond a joke, but we won't talk about that too much. We'll focus on positives. It's like that view that I've got out my driver's window there. We're going to go look for some waterfalls, possibly have a swim and some lunch, and then when we're done there, we'll probably make a camp for the night and do a little bit more exploring in the morning. And then tomorrow on our way back into Townsville, we're going to probably stay at a caravan park just to do some washing and stuff like that. Hopefully Friday everything we need to do in Townsville is done and we can start heading up and get ready for the Cape. Alright, so we are now at Crystal Creek, or Little Crystal Creek. There's two, there's big and little. There's definitely nothing little about this. This is definitely one of the larger creeks, waterfalls that we've seen. It's on the road towards Paluma National Park, so awesome drive in, as you just saw, and I can't wait to go for a swim. So this was our first proper dive into the rainforest. Like, coming from Perth, we don't have a rainforest like this, just dense bush that is absolutely unreal. So this was our campsite up at Paluma Dam. Highly recommend this spot. We were super lucky and had this whole place to ourselves. We also learnt of the species, the white-tailed rat, which is like a massive sized possum rat that we found climbing up Gibbo's ladder trying to get into his bin. It's just really good views. and plenty of different campsites to choose from. There's multiple different sizes and areas. You've got a few little spots over by the bridge. You can kayak all over the dam, no motor vessels or anything like that, but just an unreal spot for the night, right in the top of the rainforest, and the drive up is just full of waterfalls and stuff like that. So we left the next morning, just did a quick overnighter there, went for a swim down at Birthday Falls, I believe it was called. So if you're anywhere near Townsville or Cairns, I mean, as soon as you start going north of Townsville, I mean, you've got this rainforest everywhere, but highly recommend Paluma National Park. Paluma's actually a small town up there, so there's a lot of stuff to see and do, a lot of hikes, and just plenty of views to be seen, so make sure you check it out. Well, I've just pulled up at the Blencoe Falls car park, and we didn't really plan to come here. We parked last night, or we camped last night up in the rainforest at one of the lookouts, and instead of going back on the main road and following the coast, like we thought we'd turn off and come up here. The waterfall looked pretty good from Wiki Camp, so we thought we'd give it a crack. And you can see behind me, that's the view of just like the river after the waterfall running into the valley. We followed the walking trail, which actually didn't lead us to the waterfall, so we've had to make our own path, which involves a lot of track making, because pretty sure the path just goes back to the camp, which is quite boring, honestly. We didn't get much view of the waterfall other than the lookout, so we've decided to cut through the bush, make our way to the river, and then we'll walk up to the waterfall from there. So we've been walking now for probably 15, nearly 20 minutes off the main track. We've had to cut in and then cut right back. So on the way out, we're definitely just going to go straight into the bush. It'll be a lot quicker, but we're just following the river along, and we've crossed multiple waterfalls, like little streams that are coming off the side to get here. So definitely not mad about it. We just asked ourselves the question, how many people would actually have made this trip, because there's no direct path to the waterfall, probably for a safety thing, which probably makes sense. But we're hoping that the view is going to be worth it. But the walk itself is pretty cool. I'm not mad about this at all. Well, we definitely made it. This is something else.